Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR, and I do just want to ask for all those HBAR bearings out there, how does it feel to be in this market before 99% of the overall general public is? Also, around Hedera and HBAR, you know about Hedera and HBAR and this transformative technology before most of, if not almost 99.99% of the general public as well. Like, most people don't even know what Hedera is doing. Most people don't even know about HBAR. Like, how crazy is that to think of? Like, we are such a small statistical number in the entire world of technology, and it's only a matter of time before soon everyone knows the HBAR name. So with that, I would just love to hear from you guys on how you guys are feeling right now during this market right now, and comment down below. Also hit that like button if you guys haven't already. And with that in mind, I do want to start off with this tweet here from It's Brendan D. Now, he is quoting, or I shouldn't say quoting, but he is providing a video from the Gossip About Gossip podcast that is held over on Hedera's website. And this is an interview with Zenobia Zeg as well as Steve Todd from Dell, and this is the main two reasons why they joined the Hedera GC. And we do see that he also reminds us that Dell manufactures a lot of the infrastructure and plumbing that runs the internet. Now, I want to go in depth on the Dell partnership, and I also want to really talk to you guys about how big Dell is, because it seems like a lot of people kind of missed the overall target from that video the other day when I was talking to you guys about this GC announcement and how big of an opportunity this is for Hedera as well. So listen closely to this video, and then we will go in depth on a few things.
So not only do we make, the highly visible consumer products, but Dell also manufactures a lot of the infrastructure and data protection plumbing that runs the internet, basically.
And so what made you decide, hey, this is the time for us to join the governing council of a blockchain?
Well, I think there's two reasons, really, Zenobia. The first one is, as I mentioned, we have a lot of infrastructure products, and our customers are increasingly moving from centralizing them in one location to distributing them across multiple locations, whether it's multi-cloud or whether it's edge. So we believe that a distributed ledger will be a critical part of the architecture for edge computing. We need some sort of a trusted, multi-party way to communicate business transactions. And so Dell is increasingly exploring distributed ledger technology, and Hedera has that enterprise focus that we really liked. The second reason is that our customers are increasingly interested, experimenting with writing applications that run on distributed ledgers. So for us, when we join the council, right, to actually implement a node, right, a Dell server running on the Hedera network, we'll gain valuable experience that we can and then turn and share with our customers and help them on their journey to use distributed ledgers.
So ultimately, their end goal here, in my opinion, with Dell is they want to utilize this technology. They want to see this technology working in real time. They want to trial it, essentially, if you will. And then they will expose their clients, their partnerships that they have in place already, and who they are working with to this technology, just to see how revolutionizing it could be for global brands and companies. So as we do look at that, right, think about how big of an opportunity this actually is. Most people just look at Dell and they're like,
so not only do we make...
Sorry, I don't know why that just replayed, but most people look at Dell and they're just like, oh, whatever, it's just like a, technology company or whatever. But I don't think people realize just how big this is, because as we go over here to their customer success stories, these are their customers. These are the ones that utilize the Dell technology service all the time. Look at the industries. First off, look at how many players are here. 38 in the healthcare scene. In the healthcare scene alone. And you could look at this, you could filter this all out if you guys do want to. So first off, look at all of these healthcare brands and what they are doing. These are very, very large healthcare brands. If you work in the healthcare scene, I'm sure that you guys probably recognize them. And then up here as well, in terms of like information technology as well, there's 36 names here. And again, I just don't see how people aren't realizing like how big of an opportunity this is, because this is exposure to massive clients. Even most of these, like, here's the federal government, right? Here you guys have La Poste Calissimo, sorry. This is a modernizing and transforming postal services with edge computing delivers unprecedented value. All of this is going to be fully disrupted by Hedera. Here's the British Armed Forces as well. And there's more pages here as well. You guys could look through everything here, but these are just like the 4 main ones from the federal government area. There's a lot more here as well, like utilities. So here's like the 4 main ones that they are focused on. Now, you could go through all of this. Like I said, there's so much here. There's incredible opportunities for Hedera to really disrupt within this area. But there's just so much. There's literally over what 100 plus customers here for Dell's side. Like, this is just insane to me. And when we take a look at what Dell is focused on, they have an ambition to utilize transformative technology to deliver a better tomorrow. They are focused on the digitization aspect. For an example, down here, like leadership committed to transformation. At Dell Technologies, we are innovation pioneers driving the digital revolution forward. So for them to be, adopting DLT technology here and really kind of focus on DLT technology, you can kind of see how early we are still, because they are pioneers within the area of technology. And when you go over here to the research and insights, here's where you can see everything that they are focused on. They're focused on AI technology. They're focused on DLT, crypto, all that kind of stuff. And they have been researching for so long around the digital transformation. Like, even here you guys have how digital transformation in banking empowered a community in Mexico. And yes, there is finance use cases here that they are also working with, and these are some major clients. We've been focused on a few of these clients in other projects, like for example, like Ripple, and this is happening in real time. Like, this is what we are seeing from the tech side of things. Companies utilizing technology that ultimately, guess what, gets exposed to through DLT services when they have a partnership like the one that we recently just seen with Dell and Hedera. And by the way, a lot of this is their footprint, right? Reduced its data center footprint by 50% with Dell Apex Private and Hybrid Cloud. And what did he say? He's talking about cloud computing. He's talking about Dell Edge. Like, this is what is happening right now. So when we take a look at like these GC announcements with Hedera, like, a lot of people just look at it as like, oh, well, it's Dell partnering with Hedera. No, it's Dell and their entire customer stack being exposed to Hedera. Very similar to ServiceNow, right? We've talked about ServiceNow. ServiceNow is an absolute giant. 80% of the Fortune 500 utilize ServiceNow. This is why I've always said that we're going to see a massive shift from the global brand area. Now, also, we've seen this tweet over here from Barry Cram earlier today, and we do see, I think we're going to have a world where everything will be tokenized, MasterCard CEO quoting Lehman Baird. And this is from MasterCard. I think we're going to have a world where everything will be tokenized and will be passed around in a safe fashion. 100%. Listen, these are like traditional finance giants. Remember what we said about MasterCard and Visa? We talked about them back in 2021. What we were talking about is how can DLT disrupt MasterCard and what Visa is doing? Well, it's very simple, right? As MasterCard and Visa scale their operations, it becomes extremely expensive for them. So as they grow the company, it costs them a lot more money on the back end of things to scale. DLT technology could transform that entire possibility of scaling endlessly without having that massive amount of financial burden on them. And this is what's happening in real time right now. And again, I always look at the GC list for Hedera, and it's just like, It's crazy to me that people look at these companies and they're just like, all right, yeah, it's just one partnership. Like, no, like these are huge partnerships that expose Hedera to massive amounts of individuals, companies, etc. That's why I've always said, like, the world will soon know the HBAR name. Like, I've always said, like, Hedera will shock the world because we are getting to that point right now through all of these GC listings. And it's just insane that nobody is really paying attention to Hedera still. Like, barely anyone really cares about Hedera still today. We are starting to see growth, though. I will say that, like, as we do go and look over at Metrica, right? So let's go back to the 1 month time frame. So 1 month time frame, not talking about transactions because obviously, like, the transactions are going rampant. They're insane. I'm looking at accounts, okay? In the 1 month time frame, in terms of accounts, we are at 131,000 accounts. And created accounts is 201,000. So think about how crazy that is. This is active accounts. This is created accounts. So there's a difference here between like 70,000 full accounts, but 201,000 accounts created in 1 month. We're at 1.73 million total accounts. Like, how crazy is that? And I seen this quote from Zepsi, actually. He was quoting himself from back in September. Back in September, Hedera was gaining a lot of traction. In fact, it was mainly due to a lot of what we were seeing within the NFT scene. During 2022, the summer of 2022, we started to see a big shift within the NFT scene. 40,000 plus accounts were created in 1 week, 81,000 plus in a month. Will we hit 160,000 plus new accounts per month at some point in time? Well, we do see here, well, it looks like we outdid ourselves. HBAR Barbarians in January of 2023, we saw 235,000 plus Hedera accounts created. The momentum is well and truly behind us in the HBAR community and ecosystem. Now, yeah, we've seen a full-on active account, roughly 217.9K. Created accounts were about 449,000, which was insane. Now, again, I really do see a feature on where at some point in time, we will see us blow past a lot of these statistics. I mean, like, even in TPS demand, like, everyone's looking at this TPS demand, and you can go back into, like, the 1 day, for an example. Like, the 1 day is great. Like, we're seeing huge TPS demand, but, like, this is just the beginning. Because as we look at, like, even these customer stories from, you know, Dell, like, these are huge names. Like, these are names that everyone knows about. A lot of these are huge companies that are transacting probably in, who knows? Who knows? Like, if we had 10 of some of these companies on Hedera transacting every single day, just imagine how huge of an opportunity that would be for the entire network. Like, right now, TPS demand is great, but we are going to start to see a major shift happening from the enterprise grade area to the point where these TPS, this will be nothing. This will be a small little statistic on the overall network. And I do believe that that day is coming soon. We will eventually get to the point where we are doing 10,000 plus TPS. And I mean, I recently seen back in January where we hit 8,000 max TPS and everyone was celebrating. The craziest thing is this is not even close to where we will be. Remember what we always said, when you go over here to Hedera's website and you go to HBAR on the overview and you scroll down. I know that sometimes this is like weird for me. I don't know why my Google is so weird, but if we go back over here to the overview section, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's not Hedera's website, it's actually my computer for some weird reason. It just doesn't like Hedera's website for some weird reason. Sometimes I do have to reload it, so 1 second. Alright, so I had to just reload it real quick. So if we go over here to HBAR, and you can see like the dual rule of HBAR and all that kind of stuff, what we've always been focused on is the transactional demand. So it's throttled at 10K TPS. A lot of people look at like the TPS on Hedera and what they can do at like 10,000 plus TPS, and they compare it to like A0 and other tokens. I want you guys to understand that this could be unlimited TPS. Like, we have sharding capabilities, meaning we could have, like right now, we're doing all the transactional flow off of one shard. This is it. That's it. And it's crazy because that's just one. This is why Hedera has this technology, because they are, in my opinion, becoming the trust layer of the future internet protocol, aka Web3. Like, Web3 is going to be the next evolution of the internet, and this is going to be technology that every single corporation giant out there is utilizing. And it's starting. We're already starting to see that exposure happening through companies like Dell. And I really want you guys to prepare for this. I want you guys to understand the value and the overall potential behind DLT technology as we do continue to really kind of evolutionize into Web3. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.